And welcome to this video where I will share with you how you can build a website with WordPress and Breakdance Builder. So let's get started. Here's a website that I already built. It's called afalke.com, and I share it with you, even though it's not 100% identical to the page we will be building, because I haven't built the page yet. And for that reason, I can't share with you how it will be looking like in the end, because this is mainly a live video of me building it for you and with you. But still, I kind of wanted to give you some insights and some ideas of what we will be building. So you have kind of an understanding of, okay, is this actually the website that I want to build? Does it work? Is it what I have in mind? If you say like, I kind of missed some things here in this video and I have some additional things in mind, then just reach out to me and we can discuss one-on-one later on. But for this video, it will be really around okay, how are the basic building blocks of building a website very quickly, and also in a way that you still have a lot of flexibility. Because there are some other builders of websites, and I will share additional videos later on where you can build, for example, a website with Canva, or you can build a website with AI in 3 clicks. But these websites are still quite, let's say, basic in a way that you have very little functionality. And then on the other hand, you have those websites that you can build completely from scratch with programming, but then you have to be able to program, or you have to pay a lot of money for people that actually build it for you. And for that reason, I want to share with you one more simple way of how you can do this, but at the same time, something that gives you a lot of flexibilities when building your website. So let's get started, and I share with you here the website that we will be roughly building, but we will be building a very basic version of it. And in later videos, I will share with you additional videos of how to do some more, let's say, more complex elements with this website. So in this video, what we will be building is a navigation bar. This is the top bar here. I will share with you how you can add a logo, how you can add these different links here, and also how you can have a button. And we will have one button, and I share with you how you can have this button and link it to a Calendly page, or otherwise how you can link it so that someone can send you an email automatically. And then afterwards, we will be having here a hero section. So this is the main section of your landing page. I will share with you how you can add text, and you can add some subtitle text. We won't be building the box, but I give you some ideas of how you can do it. And then afterwards, we have a second section. Here it's called How I Support You. We will name it Offerings. And then we will have 3 offerings. One is Ideate, Market, and Build, or Build and Market, because it will be a website, a Falke Lab, where it basically is around, okay, how to bring your ideas to life. And I will share these offerings that I want to offer in this Falke Lab website. We won't be building the other sections here, so there are some additional ones here, but I will give you again some ideas of how you can build them and how you can play around a bit with the program to build them for you. So here's one, for example, and then what I like is that you have, for example, here a section where you have a title, and then you have these little icons, and then you can also click on them, and they can lead you to additional pages on your website. So here's an example. And then here in this website, we have subscribe to the newsletter. So I will share with you how you can add that, but I won't go into detail about how to exactly connect this to, for example, ConvertKit or MailChimp or some other newsletter or mailing tool. But I share with you how you can theoretically do this. And then in a different video, I will share with you how you can also set this up. And then here we will do a footer, a very rough one, a very basic one, where you have here something of Falke company, so all rights reserved. We probably won't have this one. And then we have here some social media icons. So let's go back. So this is what we will be building, and obviously it gives you some ideas of the design, of how I do my design, and how we add some colors. So the coloring will be roughly similar. But yes, that's what we will be building. So let's get started with the very first step of how you can build your website. And the very first step is hosting. So I jump now over to one.com, and we are now in the platform where I do my hosting. I use one.com because I really like it. It's very smooth, but there are some other hosting options as well. You can, for example, host your website also on Hostinger. I heard that this is supposed to be really good. I have never used it, so I don't know. But for me personally, I like one.com because it's very smooth. I never have any problems. They solve my problems quite quickly if I have any. And so for that reason, I really like it. But as I said, you can take whatever you want. So if you haven't a domain yet, you can basically click here and you can just choose whatever you want. So I have chosen ffalkelab.com, and this was still free. So you obviously have to check which one you like. We can go into a lot more detail about hosting, about, like which kind of de.com or IO or AI now for the artificial intelligence you prefer. But just maybe 2 remarks on this one. So if you're a total beginner and you want to build your website, a domain is basically the address of your page. So for me, it's ffalkelab.com. So you need this to know, like, okay, where do people have to go to then enter all the details of your website. And as you can see here, I'm from Germany, so this is the reason why there is DE, and actually the whole website is in German, which I just realized. DE is very cheap. .com is a bit more expensive, but also quite reasonable in pricing. So you pay like €1.39 per month. Online IO already is a bit more expensive, and AI is really expensive. So for AI domains, you basically currently pay, at least for one.com, like almost €7 or €8 per month. So you really have to choose, like, is it worth it to get an AI one if you want to do something with AI, or maybe put AI in the title and then just to try to do .com, for example, or .io. IO normally is a bit more modern, but yeah, just choose whatever you want to choose. So once we have our domain, and I have this ffalkelab.com domain now, it's a completely new one. I haven't built anything upon it. And for that reason, I can really show you how you can start this and build the very basics up. So what we do is we jump here to WordPress. It's in German, but I mean, WordPress is I think also an English word. So we can just go with the WordPress and you can skip everything that is here as well on the website. And we click on this button here, or the link. So let's do that. You see it's already loading, and now it says like first steps with WordPress here on the top in German, but you will find it's quite easy and very self-explanatory. So in English, it's basically new installation here, and you just click on the button new installation. And then it says, okay, WordPress hosting. We just do the basic hosting, so we don't need any kind of managed hosting. And we just say start. We choose English now, obviously, and we want to do this on the main domain. So you have the option to say, okay, do I want to build the WordPress website on my main domain, ffalkelab.com, or on a subdomain? A subdomain could be anything like labs or insights or whatever. But if you want to build a landing page and you only have one page, it doesn't make sense to do any kind of subdomain. So you do the main domain and we just click install. Now we have to wait a bit longer. Apparently it takes a bit of time. Yeah, so let's do now it comes. So here is create a WordPress admin account for this website. I already have an email address, which is called frederike@ffalke.com. That's my business email address. So that's the email that I add as an admin email. So this is, as you can see here on this little info badge, it says an email address where website visitors can contact you. So don't put your personal email address, but put an email address where people can contact you. And then you can click on next step. We have a tagline. We said this will be about bring your ideas to life. So we just put, oh, wait a second. Bring your, or maybe we made this, bring your ideas to life. We make a little exclamation mark here. We agree. We leave this out and we say next step. We skip everything. This is something about one.com where they give you some, like plugins, performance and whatever. I normally don't really use this, to be honest. For the website, I mean, rank math is SEO obviously might make sense, like if you really want to go about SEO, but we are not caring about this now for this video. So I normally just keep it as it is and just go to next step. Then if you want to select your theme, obviously you can do this, but as we are building with Breakdance, we will skip this because we don't need to use any theme. So we skip this. And here we go. So congratulations. And now we can go to our WordPress admin. So we go here. And this now is WordPress. And the nice thing is that we only need to, if we, want to access it again, we access it again via one.com. And we can then automatically click on the WordPress installation. So we don't have to use a different, let's say, login for the WordPress, but we can basically just integrate it into one.com. And this is one of the reasons why I like it a lot with one.com, because it's just a very smooth experience. And I have a lot of different WordPress websites, and they're all hosted within one.com. So I don't have to jump around and remember all of these different, let's say, login data as well. So here we are now in there. We will skip everything about WordPress that you don't need to know, because otherwise this would be a way longer video. And I really want to keep it to the basics of how you can build this website very quickly. So with that in mind, we have to go to plugins and add a new plugin. And this is because now we will be building we will be uploading Breakdance, which is our design plugin. And Breakdance works a bit different than normal, let's say, themes, because it's just a plugin, but it still gives you all the functionality of a theme of like creating something nice. And a theme is normally something that is a bit more, let's say there are some templates already, but Breakdance also has some. And I just show you how it works. So we can say here at plugins, upload plugins. But then you probably ask yourself, okay, what kind of plugin shall I upload? I don't have any yet. So this is where we jump into the Breakdance website. I already purchased Breakdance. You have to check that they change prices a bit. I think it's 100 or 150 euros per year, but you can basically build as many websites as you want to. And as I said, for me, it's really a game changer. I used to work with something that's called Divi and then Elementor. These are kind of some themes that you can work in. They're very popular. But for whatever reason, for me, that didn't work out. I was completely lost. I felt it was bulky. It broke down. It didn't do what I wanted to do. It had their own logic, and I didn't like that logic. It didn't work for me. And here I feel I have more flexibility and I have more simplicity in a way, even though it's not that simple, but I kind of feel I can very easily and very quickly build those websites. And that's the reason why I really like it. And that's the reason why I went and also moved into Breakdance, or decided to use Breakdance compared to the other tools that I was using beforehand. So within Breakdance, there's also, I think, a free version. You have to check it out. And otherwise, you can just contact them. They're also quite easy to contact, at least in my experience. So here now I'm in this field. I already have downloaded my latest Breakdance, but you can go to view downloads here. Let's quickly do that. Takes a bit of time. And then you see here what is the Breakdance Pro, like Breakdance 1.7.0. So you would click on it because that's the latest version. And then you will have downloaded it. I already downloaded it, and I will now integrate it into my WordPress. For you to know, just don't be confused. There will be a white screen now because I won't share this with you, because later on we also have to input the license key, and I didn't want to share this with everyone on the web. So we will do upload plugin. You choose here something, and now that's probably what you won't see, but let's see. So we will probably go to the desktop, and then here we have Breakdance. So now you click on install now. Now we have to wait a bit, but it normally goes quite quickly. Ta-da! Now, maybe it takes a bit longer now. Let's see. No, let's see. Okay, perfect. So now this is installed, and now we click on activate plugin. Let's do that. And now you see there is this license key. So we have to put in a license key. And in the theme, disable theme, we just recommend this. Keep theme, you don't need it. So I just keep it as it is. Okay, now you actually see it anyways. Doesn't matter. I have admin control, so if you plan to use it, I can just take it away from you. With that having said, we now are in Breakdance. And so this is all that we need as a basic setup, that we have everything here to get started. And what we will be doing first is that I will share with you how you can add your main colors so that you have some, let's say, design behind your website, and you don't basically start everything from scratch and having to input colors over colors over colors again. And then your website might basically look a bit weird and a bit too colorful. So what we will be doing is in Breakdance, we jump over here to settings. And in settings, here you see the license key again. We go to global styles. And global styles is where you can make global styles. So you can adapt specific colors. So let's do launch Breakdance. So here we are now in Frederike Lab, and you see this is a website that we won't be touching really. It's if you want to do like blog posts. But what you see on the right-hand side is here that you have global settings and you have colors, buttons, typography, containers, code, and others. What we are interested in here in a very basic way is the colors. So you see here that you can set specific colors like brand color, text color, headings, links, and background. And you can also add additional colors and even gradients. Gradients is basically when, for example, within a button, the color changes within the button, or the color changes within the text, or within the the background. So how do you do this? How do you find your right colors? For me, it took a lot of time to find the right colors, but you can also do this very quickly. I recently found one website where you, for example, can choose like color palettes. I haven't tried this out, but I just saw that it got like a very high on Product Hunt. So maybe that's a website to check out. It's called colors or coolers.co, not loading right now, but it looked really cool. Let's try it again. Oh, no, here it is. The super fast, sorry, now I was too quick. So we have to wait again. So here it's called, look, Product Hunt, #1 product of the month. I'm not too familiar with Product Hunt, so not sure how exactly what this means, but you have coolers here, the super fast color palettes generator. You see all these color palettes, and then you can basically just start the generator. But there are a lot of different, let's say, color palette websites on the internet. So just click on color palettes and say like, okay, I want to find one for my website, and then you will be successful in finding a color palette. And then you have colors here as well that you can use. So it really depends on you what you prefer. I already have a color palette, and that's the reason why I will use exactly this color palette now for the website. And I will, as you already saw, I jumped over to Canva. So Canva is a design tool, and I have my colors here in Canva, and that's the reason why I jumped over. So I share with you how to do this. And what you see here in Canva is that I have colors that I have specific hex codes. So hex codes is basically specific codes of describing the color. And so here you see some of my main colors that I use. So for the website, and I will just, use pen and paper. You don't hear this, but maybe you hear it, the pen. So I just basically write it down on a pen and paper, the hashtags. So we have the dark blue, and I just put dark blue, and then it's like #2444C5. I just realized, that's what I normally do. I do all of them, but now we do this quicker. So 2444C5. So we go to Breakdance and we say for brand, #2444C5. And then you see it automatically gives you the brand. I like to have the brand also for my headings. So I use the brand color and the headings color as the same color. Then we go back to Canva and we see, okay, black we don't need to use, but I will define this later on as well. Black normally is always 6 times a 0, and then white is 6 times F. But we will be using this very light one here. So this is the light one and the background, so EFEREC. So let's go back to Breakdance and put here for the background EFEREC. So now you already automatically see here it changes the background. That was nice, right? Very quickly. And you already see that it has the color here for the main text. But for the text that is not the main text, I want to keep it black. So I use these 6 times the 0. And for the links, I want to have one of the more, let's say, colorful colors. So I go back to Canva and I choose now this a bit more darker pink. I used to have this very light one, but sometimes it felt a bit different from the background and I didn't like it so much. So I started to use a bit more more darker purple or pink purple. So let's quickly write this down here on my pen and paper, C84F9C. Jump over to Breakdance again, and then again we put hash, now I forgot which one, 84F9C. Perfect. So here we are now with the main palette. Obviously you can add additional colors if you want to. We can add one color, which is just white, to make it easy. So here, and now we are done. You can also add additional colors later on while building your website, so you don't necessarily need to do this here, but I like to do it here because I then just have it all in one place. Then what we can do is buttons. So there are primary buttons and secondary buttons. So I can click primary, it's just like 2 different buttons. So now I can say here the size. So we can do small, default, large, but we just keep it as it is. We can have a background. So, like for the button, here we have this background, but we can also define it as well. So we take this background here with the black, blue. And then typography. So this is, like what kind of text you want to have. We can say, okay, we keep it with a white, because obviously when we have a blue button, we can't have a black text. If you do this, it looks really black. You see this on the left-hand side. So that's the reason why we do this in white. And then font family, like for the primary button, we can just keep it as it is. We can keep the size. So we don't want to have it really big. We just want to have it, just default. Weight is, like how thick you want to have it. You can have 900. So if it's really thick on the left-hand side, or you want to just don't have anything, I think now we just have to pick one. So we can just pick a 600 or even 500, I think should be enough. And then we're done. There are some advanced options where you can do like styling, decoration, transforming. You can have it all big, for example. You cannot have it all big. So there are a lot of different things that you can style around. And you can even save it as a preset, so some additional things. But let's skip it. I don't, however, want to have it really like straight like a box, but I want to have it a bit rounded. So I put here the corners rounded. So this is a lot rounded, but we can keep it like that. I sometimes prefer the custom, so just say, for example, 12, so it's a bit rounded, but not too heavily rounded. But let's go for extremely rounded now for this, just for the fun. Oh, custom, wait, we have to take the custom out, and then we can go to round. There's some effects, there's an icon, so whatever you want, you choose. We do a secondary button. You can define this here. We don't use that many buttons, so this is just, like for your information. We can set typography. So we can, for example, say we use a heading font here, like Balsamic Suns, and we just keep the body font as it is. Base size can be whatever we want to choose. We can choose 16 or 14, but I normally just leave it as it is. I like ratio, which is just a bit, like how are they in comparison. I like to use 1.2, but we can also, like just keep it as it is. There are some advanced presets things. You can also, if you want to use a form, for example, a contact form or like a form to subscribe, you can also define all of them here. You can define your containers. So basically, the size of the information is shared, like full screen or only partially screen. So here we actually will make one change. So if you go to sections and we have the container width, so this is basically, I like to use this one here, the percentage. So we can say 90%. So basically whatever we see here on the content, it will be on 90%, let's say, width compared to the whole screen. But I mean, for example, if we put 50%, you see it becomes like way less. So here you have some playground, but we go for 90% now. Or maybe let's do 80. Let's do 85 just out of fun. You can have some additional one. You can add some code here. You can add some other stuff. But that's like the basic things that I like to put in here. So once we are done and we already now have a bit of nice design, we go back. So clicking on this little arrow here. And now we are back in our WordPress, and now we can start building. And what I like to start with is that I build the header and the footer, and then I build the main website. So let's get started with the header. So in Breakdance, you see that there's header and footer automatically separated from the pages that we will be building later, or the page that we will be building later. And for that reason, we start with a header. So we just click on headers. And you see there are no published headers. So we say add header, and we say main header. Location, we want to have it everywhere. We don't do any conditions for now. We add the header, and you see it's active. And now we can click on edit in Breakdance. And now we are in the Breakdance builder. Do you want to start with a template? I will share with you quickly how you can do this, but we won't be doing it. So open Design Library. And you see here, there are specific complete sites. So if you don't want to build something completely from scratch, as we will be doing now, you can, for example, choose a beauty salon. And then you will see that Breakdance will give you a complete beauty salon ready-made, and you can basically import the whole page. You have treatments and prices, you have whatever you want to. So this is very cool if you prefer to, just get very easily started. And you can even, have all these additional pages here. You have a contact page, for example, drop us a line, even with a map. You have a team site and so on. And you have this not only with beauty salon, but you have it with car wash, architecture, cleaning. So Lights of Love, I never saw that. They actually opened up recently another option where designers, website designers, they can create their designs, and then they can basically offer this on this page and offer this on the shop, which currently I think is free for everyone. So if you hurry up with your website, you can and might even get them directly, these templates. So here, for example, you have a fully ready website built with Breakdance, and I think this looks really nice. So if you want to use one of those, then you can just import everything, or you can import also those different pieces of the website and make it your own. So you have a lot of flexibility, and I think this is very fab. But as I said, we will be building from scratch, because we will be building something that is very smooth and very basic. And for these, I sometimes find that these templates are very complex, and especially if I like my own design, I prefer to do it myself, especially because there are all these different sections of the website that I can build. So with the header, however, we still go to add, because I still don't want to build everything from the very beginning and very basic. So we go to library, and you see here we are again with the design sets. But there is not only these complete sites that you find, but there are also a UI kit and their specific sections. And so you can even choose and copy paste parts from your own website, but Samba is like a UI kit, and that's what I like to use. So basically UI kit means that all these different elements of your website are already there, and you can just you can basically just use them. And that's the beauty of it. And then you can design them. So there is something and search pages. So we just go for header, and you see headers here, and now see how beautiful that is. Now we see all these ready-made headers that you can just use. So I normally like to use this one where you have like here a logo, and then you even see, you can very easily build those headers that I showed you in the Falke website, where you have more, multi-site, basically these headers and these links. So we just choose this one, and you also have here pages, buttons. So we just put here add to page. Let's do that. Ta-da! And it automatically goes to your page with the coloring that we set beforehand. And now we can work on it. So I don't want to have the sign up button. So you see, I can click on it now. So this is the header builder. And I can click on all these elements. So now I click on the sign up button. We don't need this, so we delete it. So now we have the login button. And I said we want to have 3 sections here. So we don't want to have the big sections, so we delete them as well. We delete this one, the big one. And now we can adapt those. So first, let's do the logo. I don't like that logo. I want to have a different one. So I choose a logo. You will see something white again on the screen now because I will jump into a different product, different part of my my laptop. But you will see the logo in a second. So I basically just choose a logo. I select files. And then here I have my logo. So I upload my logo. I can give it a text. So I can just say logo Falke Lab. And we just copy paste this as a title. And we can just say, yeah, that's fine. We can say this is the logo of the Falke logo, we said, of the Falke Lab website. So like this. Okay, perfect. Choose. Now you see this is huge. This is very huge. So this is not what we want. And I think I just chose a different logo because I have way smaller ones, but doesn't really matter for now. In general, you shouldn't choose such a big logo because in general, it also takes some space. But we can easily make this smaller. So we go to, here's the image, but then on this side here, we have the design. And in the design, we have here a width and a height. So we can put, this is PX, we can probably put auto, but this won't work. So what I normally do is I do just pixel and I just say, okay, 50, and this is a pixel as well. So just pixel here, 50, and then we have, a logo that looks way nicer in the size. So this is it for the logo, very easily to add the logo. Now we can add the different links. So here's the pricing. I click on it again. And then in the text, I can now say ideate. Then I do exactly the same with the docs. I say build. And then you see here a little field that says duplicate. So I duplicate and I say market. Great. So now we have these different links. I actually find the links really small, so I don't like that. So I'm on the menu link. I click on this little arrow up. So I have the menu builder. Let's see. I can actually here for the desktop menu, the links, and then typography. It's the color, it's the preset. We want to do it custom. So we want to have the size to 18. Just to make it a bit bigger, 19 actually, 18. Now maybe let's to even 20. Yeah, this looks nice. We want to have it a bit bigger because otherwise you can't even see it. We want to make it a bit on the weight, maybe give it a bit of a 200. No, that's way too little. 600 to maybe 700. So you see, you can really play around. Let's do 600 here. So I think this looks fab. That's great. Space between. So I think, this is way too little space in between because there's so scratched around here. So we can say the space between, for example, and set this to 50 pixel, or we even do 60. So you can really play around here what you like. We also can do drop-down arrows. So there's a lot more that you can basically do with this design, active effect and so on, but we won't go into detail here. And then you can choose the whole mobile menu of how you want to have it. If you want to have it full screen, off canvas, table portrait. So you can also do this responsive. But for now, let's keep it with as it is. So I really want to show you the basics of how to build a website. So this is the navbar. So basically the header and the where you can link to the different pages of the website. So we have the logo, we have the different ideate, build, and market links, and then we have the button. And we want to give the button also a name, which is Contact Me. But we build this all up like this, so Contact Me. And these obviously, what we want them to direct somewhere. So the logo should direct directly to the main page, and this is what it will be doing, and as it is defined already via a Breakdance. But the ideate link shall link to the page ideate. So basically www.ffalke.com/ideate. We haven't built this yet, but doesn't matter. We just put here https://www.ffalkelab.com/ideate. So when we will be building this page .ideate, then it will be directly linking to this page. If you already build it, it makes it even easier. So you can go, for example, here to this little link piece, and then it gives you all the pages that are already there on your web page, and you can just choose it, and then it automatically links to the page. But so this is normally what I do. I don't do this now that I do the links, but I do this later, but just to show you how it works. When we are done, and we are already done, we click Save. So now you have the design for your navigation bar. Wasn't that easy? Wasn't that fast? So this went really fast, and now we have here this. We save, we click on the X, and we exit to WordPress. Now, perfect. Now we have the header, now we do the footer. So we click on footer. Same game as with the header. There's nothing left yet there. So we click add footer, and we say main footer. But we said footer, right? It's more footer. Location everywhere. We don't need conditions, add footer. Great, it's active, and we say edit in Breakdance. We click on edit in Breakdance. And again, we click on the plus. We say library. And again, we're in this design set Samba, and we say the footer. You go to footer, and here we go. Isn't that cool? You can very easily create very complex footers by just adding that one, for example, to the page. We want to have a more simple one, so we choose this one here, where you have all rights reserved and then the social icons. But just for you to see, there are so many different ones that you can choose from. So if you want to have something a bit more complex, you can simply click one more complex. So let's go, where do we have the simple one? Here. So add to page. And here we go. This is now added to the page, but we don't see our social icons. Where are they? And do we want to keep it in that color? Well, we can keep it in that color, I think. But we can change this one. So we say 2023, no, 4 now, it's 2024. And then we say Falke Lab, and then we say all rights reserved. Perfect. And then for here, the social icons, we see them all, and you see that it's automatically linking to different icons, social networks. So for example, here it's social network, and then it's Facebook. The link is the Facebook, and then the type is Facebook, but you can choose from any of these: Instagram, YouTube, Dribble, Behance, GitHub, Vimeo, LinkedIn, and even a custom one. So there with custom, you could choose. Let's say that we want to keep Facebook, then obviously here you have to add the right link to your specific Facebook page compared to just a general Facebook. What else do we have? Twitter. We don't have Twitter. We just delete it. Instagram, let's keep it. LinkedIn, let's keep it. And then YouTube, we can keep it as well. So this is the social icons, but we don't see them. So we go here to the design. Going to the design, icons, icon color background, and the background of the icon colors. So I'll show you what it means. So if we go to background and we put the pinky, here we go. So basically the background means the background of the little icons. So now we can have pink, or we could have blue. So you see how easy it is to play around with the colors. Do you like it more blue, a bit more cooler maybe? Do you want to have it a bit more warmer? And you can put here, the pinky. Let's go with the pinky one. Perfect. So here, like you have to add the specific pages and the links. We don't do this now because this really depends on yourself and your own links, but you can just add the links here. And with that, we are built and ready with a footer. We save it again, and then we click exit to WordPress. So now we have built our header and our footer. And now let's go and build our page. So you see here something called pages. We go to all pages, We can go to add new pages first, but I like to see what pages I have here. So the sample page and privacy policy, we don't look at them for now, but we just add a new page. So it's loading. We can skip this one. We just say home. And then I normally like to publish it automatically. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. But I like it because then I can see what happens. And then I click here on Edit in Breakdance. So whatever we do here, you can also do work and create your website with everything that you see here. But we do this in Breakdance. So here you see Edit in Breakdance and we click on it. And here we go. And now, which is cool because we already built our navigation bar, so our header and our footer, that we already see this. And we can now build the middle piece, which is basically, the main website. So let's get started and build the hero section. So the very first section, we click plus. And now I like to divide this by sections. So I normally choose a section here. And now I start building within the section. Because I also, again, don't necessarily want to start everything from the beginning, I go back to add here and click on library and see what kind of hero sections there are. So I'm in the design set Samba and I click hero and titles and I choose this one. And here we go. You see, like we could add this one. This is really dark, but obviously you can change the coloring. Or maybe video demos of our product. This one, here you have an image, the mobile companions app, the most organized online catalog, and so on. Or even this one with 3 buttons here, boost your productivity. So you see there are a lot of different options to build this header, and you can basically just choose one and edit it in your web page. So it's very easy to do that. I think this one is nice, but we don't have an image yet, so I don't want to use an image for this web page. So let's go with that one. So brand new tool, and then the global weights, you probably don't need this, but we can just add this to our page. So we just say add to page. Now we delete this very first section. Now we are in this one. So you see it automatically adapts to our coloring. I'm not really a big fan of this image, to be honest, but we can just keep it as it is for now. So you see now brand new tool. I'm not sure if we need this. We can just delete this. Then we can say, like not empower your development with, but we can say bring your, So we basically, click on it. Then we have the text here and we can say bring your ideas to life with the Falke Lab, like this. And beautiful, we are done. Tag is H1, so that's the biggest heading. I kind of feel it's a bit small, right? I mean, you see this, but maybe it could be a tiny bit bigger. So I can go to the design tab here. I can do typography. And I can make the font size a tiny bit bigger. So I can say, maybe I want to do this that way. So now it's a bit bigger. And now I click on this text and I say, okay, put something here. And now the question is, what do I put? Bring your ideas to life with the Falke Lab. I can write now my own text, but maybe I want to do this even faster. Maybe I want to have ChatGPT help me. So how do I do this? I, for example, go in here and I just say, I copy paste the text of my heading and I jump to ChatGPT, which I already opened. And I just say, ChatGPT here message, bring your ideas to life with the Falke Lab. I'm sorry, we don't, I think you see this hopefully because I have something that says like Loom and me recording. So I record on Loom if you're interested. So bring your ideas to life with the Falke Lab. And I can just say, double points, write me a short text on the what the Falke Lab is doing, which is mainly ideate, build and market products with the help of no code, code and AI. And products can be, for example, websites, apps, businesses, which is not really a product, but well, and maybe some copy, just for an example, right? And so let's click enter and see what ChatGPT comes up with. We don't need that one. So this is perfect, right? So you see, it doesn't even only send us and gives us a short text, but it even gives us the text for these different elements. And later on, we basically will be needing these ideate, build, and market. So what does it say? The Falke Lab is an innovative hub where ideas transform into reality, specializing in the domains of ideation, building, and marketing. At its core, the lab is a dynamic blend of no-code, code, and AI technologies adept at crafting a diverse range of products such as websites, apps, and business solutions. I think that's fab. So we copy-paste this. We use this to Breakdance, and now we use this text here, and we just copy-paste this in the text. Perfect. Now this is really small and not really nice. We don't like this. So what we do is we go to the design, we go typography. We can keep the color, but I think I like to have more of this color. So the color that we have picked for our background. I hope it's readable, but I think this should be fine. And then we want to have custom, so not a preset. And we want to have, no, that's too big. Maybe we take 20, let's see. Yeah, so let's take it that way. So I think that's nice. So this gives us some ideas of what we're doing. We don't like the image, or I don't like the image, but just for your information, here you can change the image. I can choose whatever image I like. So basically, you can put whatever you want to put in here. So then we have gradient. Then we have a button here. Do we need this button? Not necessarily, but we could say the learn more, and we keep the button and just say learn more. And then we will delete this button. We don't need it. We could do this one if we want to, but I don't really like it here. So we just take it out. We take this one out. And now we have a header. We can make the header maybe a tiny bit smaller, like this. So now we have a header. Bring your ideas to life with the Falke Lab. We have a text here, and we have a learn more button. I kind of find that this learn more button could be a bit closer to the text here. So what I can be doing is that I click on this text, and let's see. There should be something called spacing, and you see that this is margin bottom. So basically here you see the 56 pixels, and you can keep it, or you can basically move it a tiny bit up. So let's see. I kind of like this more, but now it's really cramped. So again, we can go to the margin and we can make it a bit bigger again. So you can play around with that. So I just like to play around. And I think the reason why I don't like it is because the button is so small. So we can go to the button here, learn more, and we can make it design-wise. And we say style custom. And then now we have to custom it. That's sometimes a bit bad because, you have to just custom it everything and not just the color, but it goes really quick. So we just say size. And now we say this is large. Do we like it large? That's maybe a bit too large. So we do custom. So we can just say here, this is like the how do you say, the padding is basically the space between the text and the border of the box here. So we can say, for example, 25, and then maybe we do 4. No, not 40, that's too much. And maybe here 40 or something. So this is still really big. Let's make this a bit smaller. I don't like it that big. So I think this is beautiful. This looks good. So let's go with this size. Then the background color, we want to have our blue here. That's really big blue. I had a different blue. I like this more. So see now I say, for example, okay, I don't like this blue. I have one more here, my Canva. So I go to Canva. I quickly have this one here, which is 4568 E2, this blue. So I go back to Breakdance and I say, okay, I don't want to have the blue here. I want to have the hashtag 4568 E2. And then I can give it here plus. I can say here light blue, and I can save it. I also don't like the light blue, so we have to go back to the dark blue. Let's go with that one. And what we also want to do is that we want to have the corners or the typography. I want to have it a tiny bit bigger, not that much, but like maybe 22. Yeah, 22 I think is good. Could be a bit smaller, maybe 21. Yeah, I think that's good. The font family is fine. The weight, we can check if we want to do 600 or maybe 700. No, let's go with 600. That's fine. Color is fine as well. But what I want to do is that I want to round it a bit. I can round it 100%. So since we have a button, contact me, that is also 100%. Let's go with 100% here as well. But you can play around, right? You can do the square, or you can do the custom again with the 12, or maybe the 15. Oh, let's do this. I like this more. So here we are now with the button, and I think this looks quite good for a very quick header. You obviously have a lot of different options how you create this header and also change the image, as we said. But this is how you can easily build a header for your web page, or not a header, but a hero. So now that we have the hero, let's go and build the next section, which is the 3 cards. So for that, we can click on the sections that we are currently in and click on Add again and go to Library. As you already heard, I love to use the library, but sometimes I don't find what I'm looking for, and then I build it myself. And I will quickly build it with yourself, but I first show you how you can do this. So for example, here's something info boxes, contact cards. So these are normally the ones I use. So info boxes is more, you see an image here, some text on the side, and then these icons. So this is like what you can get. So they are like 3 boxes, but it's always with the infos, like the icons. And I don't want to have it with the icons, but with the images. So we can check for content cards. Content cards also have these icons, but sometimes they also have images. So for example, this one here is very nice because that's exactly what we are looking for. We are looking for a card that has an image in between, like on the first piece, then has a text, and then has a small text here as well. So that's actually exactly what we're looking for. And then a Learn More button where we can then move to a different page. So let's not build it from scratch because we can make some changes afterwards, but just go to Add to Page, this whole thing. So we click on Add to Page, and now we see we have a lot in here. We don't need all of it. But how can we make it smaller? So we can just say this one we keep because we want to talk about our offering. We can say learn more about our offering below. That's probably not this necessary text that we need, but you obviously can adapt this one. And now we don't want to have this piece, right? Because this is not something that we need. So what we can do, we can just click on one of those columns. And then again, those little arrows that you see, we click up. And now it's basically we're moving to the next bigger element, including now those 2 elements. So this is now the columns, and it includes this whole thing. And now we just delete this. And here we go. Now we have 3 cards. Aren't they beautiful? We can just save it just to make sure. So how we set this, we click on this card, and you see this is like a ready-made card. So it's not that you edit like every single piece of it, but you edit the whole thing automatically in a card or in an image box. So if we go up, you see here, we had the section, we had the text individually, button individually. Here it's different. We have everything in one place. And we can say now the title is Ideate. The text, we have a text, but I think it might be a bit long. So go back to ChatGPT. Look, here is this beautiful Ideate text. But if we put this text in there, let's quickly just make it out of fun. We have a very long text. And I'm not sure if this might be a bit too long. So because it's so long, let's quickly read. The journey begins with the ideation phase, where the F-File Collab team collaborates closely with clients to brainstorm and refine ideas. This process involves leveraging AI to analyze market trends, predict customer preferences, and generate creative solutions. Whether it's a groundbreaking app concept or a unique business model, the lab ensures that every idea is both innovative and viable. Not that bad, but also not that great. Let's try it again. So let's say, thanks GPT, can you please take those 3 phases, ideate, build, and market, and the text that you written and make that text per phase much shorter. Basically, shorten it to, let's say, maybe 50 words. No, that's too much, right? Maybe 150 words, 50 words. Let's say 50 words. And write it in the style of I offer you that. Or I will, or we will do the following in that phase together. Let's see. Probably doesn't work, but we can just check, right? So I really like when I work with ChatGPT, I like to play around and just iteratively come to the result that I like to see. And with that, now we see, see, it already takes and does what we want to have, and it's way shorter. So we can read ideate phase together. We will brainstorm and refine your ideas using AI to analyze market trends and customer preferences. Our goal is to ensure that your concept, whether an app or business model, is both innovative and market ready. We could add some additional things, but I think for the start, it's not that bad. So we go back to Breakdance. We copy paste the whole text here. We put this in, way more beautiful. Perfect. And for the button, the learn more, I think, is really good. 1 point for the button. So if we click, then we also have the link again. So when we have built the ideate page, and I like to link it all together afterwards, then we can click here on the link. It loads a bit, it's a bit slow, and then we can choose here a page. What you can also do if you want to start building and just start selling your ideas and working with clients, what you can do as well is that you can basically just, instead of having all these pages ready yet, you can directly link to them, for example, sending you an email. So you can do the other pieces later on. So what I sometimes like to do is, and we do this with the button later on as well, so I say mail to, and then frederike@falke.com. Sorry, that's like one F missing. And so what it does is that whenever someone will basically click on the learn more, there will be like their email program will be opening up, and they will see, okay, I can now send an email to this person, frederike@falke.com, or whatever email that is. You can also do this when you go to here, these buttons like here, you can make it even easier. And you can skip this for now, and you can say type is like action, and then the action, the type is the contact, and then open a new tab, and you can say select is an email, and then you can even say, like this is the email here, and you can even say subject and say, I want to learn more about how to ideate my product, for an example. And then you can leave the message even, and then they have the chance, there's a bit more opportunities. I mean, I normally just like the link. I just like the link, so I just type URL and I just put the link in and just say mail to. Or you can say obviously the page, so https://falkelab.com/ideate. And then, this way. And then the moment you have built this page, it just directly goes to the page, as I said, or you do mail to, and then frederike@falke.com, for example. So let's go out. Let's do the other ones quickly. So we do this one here, and we have ideate, and then we have build. And then for build, let's see what ChatGPT told us. In this phase, we collaboratively bring your idea to life, utilizing no-code platforms and traditional coding for rapid development. Our approach is flexible and efficient, ensuring your website, app, or business solution is built to specification and adaptable. Nah, that's not that great. So we can say, okay, can you rewrite the text with the same length, but just rewrite it as it sounds a bit clunky, especially the ending. Let's see what it comes up with. I just didn't like it. It just felt a bit weird. So let's see. In this phase, we work together to transform your concept in reality, harnessing the power of no-code, tools and export coding for swift development. Our method is adaptable and streamlined, guaranteeing your website, app, or business solution is not only precisely crafted, but also flexible for future changes. I think I like it, but it's longer than the other ones. So I can say, thanks, but can you please rewrite it and make sure that it what did we say, 150, right? Wait, where do we are? It has a length of 50 words. Because it just looks, I really like it if it looks similar. It just doesn't do it again. In this phase, we join forces to actualize your vision, leveraging no-code platforms alongside expert coding. Okay, leveraging, we just shorten this. So I just put this here. And then I will just leveraging no-code. We ensure rapid no-code and AI. We ensure rapid and efficient development. Our strategy is designed for flexibility, aiming to perfectly craft and adapt, aiming to perfectly craft, let me just put this out, craft your website, app, or business solution according to your specific requirements, like this. So obviously you can make this better, but I think this is nice and we don't have to put this in. We just adapt it. So we go to Breakdance, we put here the text, and here we go. So this is fine, as you say, like it adapts. So obviously you can have a bigger text, but then you have more white space in the ideate and maybe in the other phase, and I don't really like it. So I try to keep it the same size and the same length. And then we can go high and low, and we can say here now market. And then let's see the text that ChatGPT gave us. Let's go up. So market, together we launch your product into the market with tailored marketing strategies. Utilizing AI will identify the best channels to reach and engage your target audience, ensuring your product not only reaches but also resonates with them. Sounds good, but I like to do one change. So we delete this, we put this in here, and we say tailored marketing and sales strategies. And then, oh, we have to put this out. We don't need this. So we put this in here. We go back to Breakdance. We put this in here. And here we go. For the learn more, we don't have this. We can go with a button again. We can put HTTPS, but as I said, I normally do this later. FrederikeLab.com/build, and here we go. So perfect. You see, these are already set. This one is not set, so let's just do this as well. HTTPS www.FrederikeLab.com/market. Perfect. So now we have our 3 cards. We go to save. It saves. And now we have images which we can obviously keep. They are not that bad, but they are not really fitting well. So how to get 2 nice images? What you can do, of course, is trying to use ChatGPT. I haven't done it for exactly that purpose. I have used it for a lot of different things, but let's just try it. So we can say, we use this text again for the ideate. We go to ChatGPT and we quickly delete this and we say, can you create a 1-by-1 image for a website section where it is about ideation and the text to it is doesn't really matter. The description text is the following. So just for your information, I use ChatGPT 4. So I have the option to do this with DALL-E. If you don't use it, then you won't be able to do it. But I will share with you one other option of how you can quickly create very nice images for your website. So let's just check how ChatGPT does it, so we can see if this might be a good option. It's really complex. It's a bit chaotic, but it isn't that bad. So we could actually, download it here. We just click here on this image and then we have downloaded it here and then we can use it to bring it to our website. But we can also say, that's an image that is okay, but I don't really like it. So we could say, that's a great image, but can you please simplify it a bit, but keep the ideation on top. And then we can see, it's really nice that it does the ideation automatically for you. And the nice thing is when it keeps normally what I like to do if I want to have a different kind of image, or if I want to have very similar images, that I keep the similar images within one chat and otherwise use a new chat and put the similar images of a new chat within together, because otherwise it may mix it and it won't look that fab. So see, this is, I think, is a bit better. It's a bit more like, yeah, a bit clearer. It's still a bit chaotic, but why not? We could go for that. And then we could, like create the other images as well for the build in the market phase. And I normally like to say that it should keep it on a similar node and a similar design. But I give you one other idea of if you say, like I don't really like it, then we can also use Canva. Canva, however, is, I think, in the version of what, I'm not 100% sure if you also need a premium version for what we're building here. So the premium version is 10 euros per month. I love Canva. I do a lot of things with Canva. Also for presentations, for basically everything. And you even can build websites, but they're really, really basic. So yeah, not 100% sure if this works for the non-premium version, but you can always choose a just trial and then try it by yourself. So what I like to do is different versions. So one option is, for example, if you want to build it by yourself, you just keep one size and you keep the size for all your 3 images, so it looks the same. Otherwise, you come up with like very different images, and that's the reason why I like to do it in Canva. You can just keep it exactly the same size, and then it looks really nice also in the design of the website. So one example, for example, is here. We just take the background. So we take the background here, so that's nice. Then we take a text, so we just put something here. We say this is ideate, right? We have the ideate phase. So this is black. We don't want to have it black. We want to have it, let's take it white. We want to have it way bigger. So maybe that's nice. So we have a bit of space here. We even could give it a bit of a, no, we don't do this now. We take it simple. So we go for elements, and then I say normally ideation, for example, let's quickly, give me 1 second, and I'm back in a second. Yeah. Sorry for that, but now we are back. So we have the ideate here, the ideation. And so with the ideation, what we do is ideation icon and elements. So we just say ideation, for example, graphic. Normally it's just enough to say ideation. We say show us all. And then we have, oh, I don't like this. Let's just put ideation. I also don't like that one. Let's say innovation. Oh, this is better. See, here we have these beautiful images, which I like a lot, which are a bit more flexible. But let's go with that one maybe. See, I really like those ones where you can add those different colors. So basically I put here the color, I put this in here, and then we can add the color here. So we can say, like, I mean, I really like this color, so I will probably keep this coloring. But let's see. So we have ideate. We do Seite hinzufügen. I see I just have it in German, so I normally like to copy paste. Now we have ideate. Then we say build. We put the build here in the middle. We delete this image and we say building products. We put this in here. We see if we find a nice image. Maybe we say building tech products. See, sometimes that's the topic. So here now we have building tech products. And if, I don't find a good image, then for example, I keep this image here. And for the ideate, I do double click. I delete this ideate here and I say ideation. And then, no, we said innovation, right? Sorry, we said innovation. So here we have the innovation. And I would use the different style, like the same styling, and try to put this here on the side. So on the top on the bottom, I mean. So here the same, let's see on the sizing. So make this a bit like the size that one, put this on the top. No, this doesn't look good, right? We have to make this a bit bigger. So then let's cut this. We cut this like this. We cut this in a way that it goes a bit smaller. We want to cut this here as well. Like this, maybe we don't need this anyways. We are done. And then let's see now fitting this a bit bigger into here. So this looks nicer, but this is way bigger. So we could, you know, like cut maybe part of this piece here, cut this and say, let's cut this again, free form. So we cut this here a bit bigger. So, I mean, it's not perfect. Maybe we just cut it that way. So this just looks good. And then we put this here. Now that looks good. Is this actually the same size? I'm not sure, but this looks good. Ideate, build, and then we make copy paste. And then we do ideate, build, and market. Then we put the market here. And now we need one more. So we say marketing. Now I really hope we have a similar image here. Otherwise, we just have to do a different one. So this is a bit like playing around with, see, this is something completely weird. Oh, maybe marketing is just green now. Or see, here's marketing, for example, with a different style. So this is a bit of like playing around. We won't do this now in the video for too long because otherwise, you know, like this takes too much time. But you see that we don't use this one. Let's do this one. But you see that you have to play around a bit to find the good ones. So normally I like to first find all the images and then I adapt them to the different things. But so marketing, ideate, I actually like the ideate. So, you know, because we haven't found a good, you know, like similar one, I delete the ideate and then we have these different ones. And what I do now, if I'm done, I click on sharing. I say download. I put this here. So now they are downloaded. We have to quickly wait very quickly. So we have these things. That's probably something you won't be seeing now in a different screen, but I click on it. And zip extract this and put this to my desktop. So where we had here desktop ordner extracted. So that's something you could easily do. And then when you have this, you go back to your Breakdance and you click on the image. You say now image choose. And now it opens up again this thingy here that says, okay, now go upload files, select files. You say here like image 1. So that's how it's saved. But I mean, you can do this whatever. You can say ideate here or ideation, whatever. Ideate. Let's just put this ideation. I mean, obviously you can adapt this. It's just for purposes, for showing purposes. Now we have beautifully the ideate image. You see that we don't necessarily need the ideate here. So I basically just made this. So what we can do is we can just go back to Canva. We can say, you know, like, I don't want to have the images here, but then you see, you know, like now it's really, we probably have to adapt the images and just put them in the middle. Then we delete the build and we say, let's put this here in the middle. Is this in the middle? I'm not sure yet. Let's quickly see. Now it's in the middle. Then we do the same with the market. We delete this and we just put this here in the middle. That looks more beautiful. Let's go to share, download, and we do this again. We download the images. You see this takes a bit of time. So you can see that you can very easily, you know, like build this by just, by basically just playing around and making changes on the go. So here's the desktop and we extract this and then we say, okay, we do the new images and then we go back to Breakdance and now we say choose. So we upload files, select files. We say now 1 again. It's still not that beautiful, to be honest. I mean, we should have the text here, but now we have ideate here. Then we go to choose. We do the same with the next one. So the second image, we say choose. And now we do this with the third image. So we go upload file, select file. I actually like it more with a text, so maybe just keep the text. But I mean, this looks nice. So now we have ideate, build, and market. And yes, we have our 3 cards, and we can click save. So perfect. So what we have built now is the header. We have built a nice hero section. We have built a nice offering. This is a really text that is not really big, so we can keep it with H2, but I don't like this typography, so I want to make it custom. I want to make it a bit bigger here. That's really big, but I think that's fine. And yeah, and then what we can do as well is we can say subscribe to the newsletter. So I click on the section here and I say add library, Samba again. We say newsletter, click on newsletters. And then we can see here one product news and updates, sign up for our newsletter. Isn't that nice? We probably take this one, or we take this one. Maybe we take this one. Sign up to our newsletter. We click add to page, and here we go. Sign up for our newsletter. We can say, I want to have this big, so sign up for our newsletter. And then we say, or maybe to mine, whatever. And then we say, here you can sign up to get weekly tips and tricks about bringing your ideas to life straight to your inbox. Perfect. This is like really long and I don't really like it. It's like way too long, right? So what we can do is we can go to text, we can go to design, we can go to size, and we make the size a bit smaller. So I want to have the size only below the sign up for a newsletter. So we can do it that way. It looks nicer. Then here for the form, you can make the button a bit bigger that it goes into there, but we will skip this now. For the form builder, you can, so that's a form, it's a contact form. You have the field email. We can give it a label. You can add the field, submit text. So we can say, not sign up, subscribe. You can say your message has been, and so on. So you have all these actions here. We don't do this in detail. You can have the actions then. And this is what I want to show you. So we won't be doing this here. We just do the design. So for the background, you could, for example, choose a white design. No, that's ugly. We can choose a pink design. Maybe we do a pink design. Sign up for our newsletter. And in the form, you can see you can now put in your email address and then subscribe. But if you want to connect this, because this obviously is not working, right? Because you want that if they click on the subscribe button, something happens and they will be subscribed to your newsletter. So how you can do this is that you have here the form, you have all these different texts here, and then you have something called actions. And you either send you an email. So this is an email. So there you can send yourself an email that someone subscribed with their specific email. So if you go here to email, it's new contact form message, and it basically gives you have to put your email here, your emails in, and then it sends you all the fields. So basically the emails and the email to your address. But obviously this is not that helpful and it's not really automatic, right? It's a lot of time to automate, like one by one manually put emails then into an email account, and then you don't have all these GDPR things. So it doesn't to kind of double opt-in. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really work. But what you can do instead is you can connect to a newsletter active campaign. So like a newsletter tool. So you can choose active campaign. You can even do custom JavaScript, ConvertKit. So that's, for example, what I use for some of my sites. You can do Drip. You can do Discord, Slack, even email, MailChimp. You can also do several ones of them. So you're really flexible in here, choosing what you want. And then when you do this, you actually have the option to connect it. So I can quickly show how it looks like without connecting. So if we, for example, go to ConvertKit and we choose it, then you see ConvertKit popping up. And if I click on this one here, then it opens the API. You don't have the API connected, so it doesn't work. But now you can choose for the form, and then you can adapt and basically make sure that it fits together. So it looks a bit here, the API key, and then you put this in. It's very self-explanatory, but if you need any kind of support, you can just let me know. We get an error, obviously, because it's not connected. For the form builder, you have a lot of options here to add the design. So you can add a container, you can make this nicer, you can add for the forms, for example. I just give you an example for the fields. You can add a background and can say, I make it that way. So look how beautiful this looks just out of this. Then for the subscribe button, I like to make it a bit bigger, so it actually doesn't look so small. So I normally put this on the left, that's fine, but I add the style. So I say the size is normally a bit more like even large sometimes. No, that's too big. Well, we can do default, or we can just do it like custom. And then, we can give it a bit bigger padding on both sides. And that one, it already looks nicer. And then for the corners, we can do, for example, only 2 pixels, or maybe let's say 5. So it looks more like in line with the form builder. So as easy as it gets, you can easily design it. For the subscribe button, I don't like it. I want to make it a bit more rounded. So maybe I put 10. I think this looks nicer. And with that, you have a really beautiful newsletter form. Let's save it. And with that, we have our website. We have the navigation bar, we have the header, we have the offering, and we have the newsletter. What you have to do if you want to not only link to, like an email, you have to then add the different links for the buttons and for the different pages. So you just create a new page. It will look exactly with the navigation header and the footer here. And then afterwards, when you're done, you can connect all these different buttons to specific elements. So that's how easy it goes. So let's save it. Let's go out of it. I just realized we forgot one thing, and I want to quickly show it to you. And this is, let's go quickly to WordPress. Let's go to Breakdance, and let's go to the header. It's probably self-explanatory, but just sharing quickly with it to you, because I told you in the beginning of the video that I will share it with you. So if you want to have the contact button, and as I said, you can either do it to contact me via an email. So you can say this mail to what we had before, and you say frederike@ffalke.com. And then what I like to do is here open a new window and a new tab, so it doesn't affect like the main website that you're on. So that's what you can do. Alternatively, what you can do, so I have Calendly, and there you can book like meetings. So I can, like share and copy one of my links here, 30 minutes with Frederike, for example. I go back to Breakdance and I put this link in. And then whenever someone clicks on contact me, they will be landing up on my Calendly page. So let's save that. Let's go out. Let's go back to exit to WordPress. But now we want to see how it looks like, right? So we go back to pages. We go to all pages. We click on the home page and we say view the page. So now we view the page, but let's see what happens. Beautiful. We see it. Now we have our page, which is live. And this is what we built in a very quick timing. However, what if we go to ffalkelab.com without the home? We go to this. This is not what we want, right? We want our homepage to be shown here. So how can we make this possible? We go out of it here, we go back to here, and now we go to Appearance and then Customize. We click on this one, and now we have some additional customizing here. So first, site identity. We have site title, we have tagline, that's fine, but we want to have an icon. An icon is basically the icon that you see here on top of my Chrome browser. So all these icons that you see next to the pages or next to the URLs. So we say select site icons. We have our icon already. We select it. It's not the perfect size, but we keep it for now because it's a bit too big. So you have to make sure that it fits in here. But yeah, for me, it just crops it. It's a bit too big, but I think this should be working. So I can put publish. Then we go back. Menus, we don't have menus, but homepage settings. And now I say, instead of those latest posts, which we obviously don't have, I put static page. And now I say my homepage is my home. And now let's see. See, that's beautiful. Now we can say publish. Now go back. We don't need the extra things. We have here, you have the Breakdance global styles again, but that's not necessarily. We go out and here we are. And now we can say we are actually done. So let's go to our here URL and let's put an fralkelab.com. It takes a bit of time until it loads the white icon. So now it's still the WordPress icon, but this should change very soon. See, now it changed already. So now we have the icon here. We have fralkelab.com. We have here our website. We have the menu. We can click on those things on the links. So when you have your pages ready for Ideate, Build, and Market, you can simply, then the user can click on it. You have a Contact Me button. You have a Learn More button here. Then you have the offering with the Ideate, Build, and Market, and you have a sign up for our newsletter. If I click on Contact Me, a new page is open, and this will directly lead to my Calendly. So here, wait a second, here's my logo again. I put this in Calendly, 30 minutes with me, and then you can book a meeting with me. So as easy as that. You can see, like, I don't like the image. Obviously, we can change the image, but you have here several ways. So the image, we can also do a ChatGPT image again, whatever we come to mind. Maybe, make this text a bit shorter, not that much, because this takes a lot of space here in this header. I don't like it, so we could make this a bit shorter. So we can play around and make some changes here to our website. Maybe one additional thing that you should take into account as well. So if we go back to our here dashboard, and we quickly jump back into the page, all pages, and we go to home and say edit and Breakdance. Then when we're here, you see here these different screen sizes. So now we designed this for all device width, but sometimes it can be helpful to check for the other ones just to make sure that you have the right design, because you can check it on your mobile phone, for example, or on an iPad or whatever, like you have that makes it a bit smaller, or just make it here a bit smaller on the screen size, just to make sure that it is responsive, because it might be that on a specific screen size, you have to adapt for example, this text size a bit for the heading. Then you can do this here with the different sizes and just make sure that you have the different sizes selected. And then you can choose and adapt basically the different text. So for example, if we go for the hosting, you see here the text, and then, this is different. You have some options, but you can basically adapt some of these here if you go to the different sizes. So with that in mind, let's save it again. And let's quickly go back to our website. Perfect. So that's what we built. So we built this website. I shared with you how you can do the hosting via one.com, then how you can set up your WordPress site, how you can download and then install the plugin Breakdance, how you can then with Breakdance add all these global colors, how you can do the navigation bar, how you can do the footer, how you can do the design here in between. So basically the landing page, the landing hero, then the offering, and then how you do this with a newsletter, and also how you can create those buttons, and how you can make sure that you have your landing page is is basically the home page. And then also we integrated Calendly, and we used a bit of ChatGPT and Canva to help you create those beautiful images and create the market copy or the marketing copy for the website. And with that, we are done. So I hope you learned a lot in this session and in this video. If you like it, I would be really happy if you subscribe. And otherwise, if you have any questions, just let me know. And have a great day.